Yo, we back in the house and we getting mad deep, man. Yeah, I'm back at it like a crack addict with my guy Lush to the ooh no. And man, tell us who we got today.
Man, we've been balling since Ben Wallace, back with another installment. This is the Mad Deep podcast, and we're kind of going in a different directions today because usually it's primarily music artists that we feature, but when there's people that are making a strong impact in the community and just commerce and just have an amazing, interesting story that we feel like will resonate with the people, it's our like duty as a podcast to showcase them. So let them know who you is, because you have an insane story, like literally you're 17 volumes of a motion picture and embodied in one human being. So let them know who you is, homeboy.
Yeah, definitely. Uptown YT, go by the King of California as well, man. Man, it's just a blessing. It's a blessing to be in this space, blessing to be in just a powerful environment, man, with people that's just, their energy is at a high vibration, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
By the grace of God, we try to operate at the highest vibration possible, you know?
Got to.
And this day and age, it's not easy, but, you know, we do it to the best of our ability. You're from San Bernardino, California originally?
Yes, sir. San Bernardino, born and raised, Inland Empire, everything. San Bernardino, but shit, we claim Riverside, Moreno Valley, the whole IE.
There's a lot of cities out there.
The whole IE we represent, but San Bernardino exactly though. But yeah, we represent everything.
And what would you say is the primary difference between the Inland Empire and LA? Because I know at this point in your life you've had the opportunity to see a little bit more and all that and maneuver around. But what would you say is the primary difference? And this isn't to be divisive, but it's like
yeah. No, it's all
you're
good.
talking about like two, because the IE has its own identity. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that. And if you're not from like, you know, California, you might not realize how unique it is in and of itself.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. I like to see. I like to call. I see LA and the IE as like we're close cousins.
Cousins,
like very, very close cousins. Because to be honest, our culture and stuff is really pretty much the same, to be honest, especially me being from the IE, and I live in LA now. You know what I'm saying? I live in LA, so I'm in LA all day, 24/7. We're like cousins, to be honest. The only thing that I say was the difference is really like we just don't have like that big city presence type shit. You know what I'm saying?
There's no sports team to root for, things like that.
Like nothing really too big, major going on. And then obviously, like the money just in the overall area isn't there.
There are certain pockets in the IE though.
Yeah. But the whole, like in general as a county, like for
definitely
instance,
a significant.
Yeah, like for instance, Los Angeles County, their annual budget is $50 billion. You know what I'm saying? It's $50 billion coming from the Inland Empire. The annual budget is probably like 20.
If
15,
that, I think that's being very generous. Yeah. I think it's probably
like 10.
Yeah, I mean, I even think
probably
then and the cool thing is they service damn near the same amount of people, because you know there's millions of people that live in the
there's in the Inland Empire there's like 4 to 5 million people.
That's what I'm saying.
LA County is 10 million.
Right.
10, almost 11 million.
And LA proper is about 4 million people. It's like at maximum.
LA itself has like 4 point some million.
Yeah. But LA County, if you're talking from Long Beach to, you feel me?
Yeah,
the tip of the valley, whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah. But so you know, I've lived in Pomona since August, and I've been wiggling through the IE for my whole, you know, at least since my artistic and music industry side started, because there's a huge presence out there. A lot of fans, you notice a lot of big festivals around that way. But living in Pomona these past several months, which is kind of like the gateway of the IE.
Yeah. So Pomona is kind of like, Pomona is funny because half of the people from Pomona will claim the IE,
right,
and then the other half will be like, nowhere. Okay, no, I said there's 3 different Pomona people. They either claim they're from the IE, say they're from LA, or they're like, we're not LA, We're not the IE.
We're
Just Pomona.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, because I got a lot of homies that I grew up with in the IE that are from Pomona, and they on like, oh, we're on some IE shit. We're from the IE, and then I know ones that's like, we're LA.
So basically, I say that to say you're absolutely right. Everything you said, I've noticed all them same things as well. But I'm through the IE every day because, like, literally, like when I go to the gym I go to, which obviously I could probably go a little more frequently. And I know you into fitness, so we could probably talk about that at some point. But there's so much more to get to before then. I'm through the IE, and I'll say that the IE is incredibly dangerous.
Oh,
San Bernardino is one of the most active cities I've ever encountered, and I've traveled.
Crazy out there.
I've been all across the world, and it's kind of like a comparison I make is like in Northern Cali, there's a Bay Area, and there's a lot of pockets of the Bay Area which are
Oakland, Richmond,
Frisco. You feel me? There's
treacherous,
very treacherous. But Stockton is on some other shit.
Oh yeah, Stockton,
so you go right outside the city. You go right outside the greater Bay Area, boom, you in Stockton. That's a whole other level.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I see in San Bernardino and just like a lot of pockets. It's more lawless. I feel like, damn, like.
Tell me that when you go into San Bernardino, it's not like a fucking, like a ghost town to where you're like,
bruh,
base heads, crackheads everywhere, prostitute on every other corner. Motherfucker, gun sounds. It's like some way other shit. It's funny because I got family from LA stuff too. I got family from LA, and when they come to San Bernardino, like one of my specific cousins, he's like, I've never seen no shit like that.
No, it's
he's born and raised in South Central LA.
Yeah,
and he's like, I've never seen no shit like this ever in my life. Like y'all got fucking houses with no roofs that's burned down to the ground.
Yeah.
And people living there.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a somewhere between what people's stereotypical interpretation of what LA and like was back in the 80s and 90s combined with like a third world country damn near. It's like some other, and that's with I have a lot of homies out there, so shouts to the homies from the Dino.
Yeah, definitely.
It's love, but like
all love.
And you know,
but it's real. It's real.
It's dang.
Yeah, it's real.
You don't want to get caught dangling out there in the slightest.
Nah, definitely not. And that's what I always like, because that's not a city that too much people really know. We're the largest county in the whole nation in the United States. So I think people know the county name, but they don't really know like the city or anything that's really going on. People here, especially in the IE, they hear IE or San Bernardino, they like, y'all don't really got nothing going on over there. But I tell people like,
tripping.
We've been the murder capital for 2 decades.
Right.
For 20 years straight, we've been the murder capital. If we're not number 1, we're number 2.
Right. And it's really also on top of that, you have a lot of people that grew up in LA that for whatever reason.
Everybody has a family member or a cousin or an auntie that lives out there.
Yeah.
It don't matter what neighborhood, whatever, if they're from the Valley, wherever part they grew up in LA, East LA, West LA, South Central, them motherfuckers are out there.
I feel like a lot of fools in the IE, and I say this again with all due love to all my homies that are finna watch this.
Yeah, we family.
That are from out there. We family.
Yeah.
A lot of fools from the IE hate LA or just don't rock with LA. But
I don't know why. I don't know why we always had that, like, from the IE in LA. We always had that like tension, like a beef.
I had this fool tell me one time, "Fuck Smelly, dog." And like literally, I was like, "What?" Like, I'm like, "Damn, y'all really like what do we do to y'all? What the fuck?"
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like the culture, that's how the culture is raised out there. Like in the IE, because I think it's because we're so overshadowed by LA.
Yeah,
it's like the culture is like fuck whatever they got going on.
Right,
IE, because then if you deal with people like from the Bay Area or up north. And you tell them like I'm from Southern California, I'm from San Bernardino or something. They'll be like, oh, you're from LA.
1,000%.
I'm not from LA.
And that's
I'm not
even,
from LA.
And that's even people. I mean, that like you're talking about people from the Bay, people from out of state. You might as well. They can't even differentiate Oakland from LA.
I go to me and my brother will hop on the flight. We'll go somewhere, and we'll tell them where we're from. They'll be like, "Oh, LA." Now, if we're out of state, we'll just tell motherfuckers, I'm from LA.
Right.
Just to
end this quick.
Yeah, just end the confusion to no, we're on the outskirts. We're down the street from LA. Like, nah, yeah, LA.
I don't need to bang on this random person from another state who's just asking a simple question.
Yeah. And then we sound the same too.
Right, same accent.
We sound the same. We have the same lingo, the
similar
same
slang.
Same that. So a lot of people, when they hear me speak, especially from Northern California, they're like, oh, he's from LA.
Right.
Definitely.
They could tell. They could tell. I remember me and my homie Plex, shouts to my bro Plex, we was in a rap group based out of Oakland, Cali for several years, and we wound up getting a deal in France, right? And we was out there, and the whole time we're out there, we're telling people San Francisco because that's like, because it was explained to somebody in France what the fuck Oakland is.
Yeah.
Like, let me just save you the fucking headache. Okay, we're from
Frisco.
But by the time we was ready to go home, we was at the airport ready to fly home, and the wrong Frenchman was giving the wrong attitude. We had went to the wrong terminal, all this. So my boy Plex, and he's like 5 whiskeys deep at this point. He ain't even playing at this point. And someone's like, oh, like, where are you flying to? He said, Oakland. You feel me? Like, it just came out of him. You feel me? East Oakland. You feel me? Like,
East Oakland.
Right, exactly. So, what was growing up out there like? You know, like, was it
really, man?
Close family?
Yeah, close to my family. You know, shout out my mama. She born, raised me, everything. You know, played the front, the back, the side, the middle, to every position you could possibly play. You get what I'm saying?
She's the provider. She's the caretaker.
She's the everything. She's the everything.
Shouts to moms.
You know, it's really like, you know, it's the jungle. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It's the jungle. So
you grew up in the trenches out there. Like, it was.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, my mom has 7 kids. I'm the last one. So, and she had to provide.
I'm the baby 2 of 3.
Yeah, I'm the baby. So, and she had to provide for all the children. So she wasn't able to be present because she had to work this job, doing this, doing that at the time. So, you know, motherfucker got into the streets, this, that, and the third. But I grew up an athlete. I always been an athlete. Yeah. It's not hard to tell, obviously. I grew up an athlete. I was playing basketball and stuff.
I bet you beat me in a foot race.
Oh, yeah. I'm very competitive, so I believe, I know I can beat somebody in anything. In any and everything.
And I got wheels, let the police show up. I'm like,
but we could run, basketball, football, weights, push-ups, whatever.
Do you feel like that kind of kept you out of certain trouble that you could have gotten into?
Definitely.
I should say delayed, because you did wind up getting in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I played basketball. I know, because I'm real big, so a lot of people assume, like, oh, he's big, so he played football or something. So, yeah, definitely that kept me out of a lot of nonsense.
And also, like, do you feel like your own hood was kind of like, or the people around you was kind of like, damn, we got to protect him. He could actually make it out. He got talent. Like,
yeah, definitely. I had a couple of, like, my brother, and then like older people from my neighborhood and stuff was definitely on some, like, you know, play basketball or whatever. But the type of individual I am, if I'm on something, I'm on that 100%. Like, I never been a half-ass. I'm not 1 foot out, 1 foot in, seeing if, oh, okay, maybe I could do this and do. So no. So as soon as when I started to really get into that street life, it's 100%. That's just what it is, and I'm going all in.
So, like, I always like. People always ask simple questions like, how old were you when you get put on? But what I'm more interested in is, like, looking at it from a deeper perspective. Like, how old were you when you realized that you couldn't kick it with certain friends you had in school anymore because they now enemies and things of that nature?
About 11, 12. Because in middle school, it's crazy because how they set up California. A lot of people know with California and with just the gang culture, a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of certain areas do have that racial tension.
Absolutely.
So for specifically where I grew up in middle school, we were already having race riots.
Yep.
With the blacks and the Hispanics specifically. You know what I'm saying? So
This happens all through California.
And this is middle school, literally. And it's crazy because I like to see that I like to say that they're prepping you for prison, and they're prepping you for county. They're prepping you to hit the maximum security level 4 yard. They're prepping you to hit the feds. They're prepping you to do this because why in middle school we're already having race riots.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I know a lot of people from. Shout out to all my people that I associate with in the Bay. I know shout out to the Dago. Shout out to the whole California. So I know people from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I hear the same similar stories everywhere.
No, literally.
Everywhere.
Literally. There was race riots when I was in high school. And this is I graduated in the year 2000. So, and you're young, right? You're like.
I was born that year.
Yeah. I was going to say, like you're like.
I was born that
yeah,
year. Yeah, definitely.
So, but so you're already activated. Did you wind up like getting in trouble before like the major life-changing event that will
nothing too major. I've been caught with like some weed and some drugs and shit like at school, but nothing major. Nothing major. But even that, like when I've been caught with, I got caught with a blunt and shit at school. Little kid, 12 years old, fucking flashing shit on some dumbass shit. I didn't even end up getting a case or nothing for that.
Yeah.
So they just ended up just calling my mom type shit, and they just
expelling your ass, huh?
No, they didn't even expel me.
Time's done changed. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they didn't even expel me. They just let her handle it.
Yeah.
Because I think it was because the principal was like had a real good history with my mom because all her kids funneled through that same school. You know what I'm saying? Through that same middle school. So I think she's like, oh, I know your mama. I'm going to just call, I know your mama don't play. Because my mom don't play at all. She don't play that. She's not one of those that let a motherfucker run around, do this. No, she don't play.
Right.
She's old school. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think she just like, I'm going to let your mama handle it. Because expelling you ain't gonna do that. Your mama gonna do worse.
It's probably too much paperwork for them to even keep filing.
Yeah,
like, we're expelling
definitely.
6 kids a day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send this fool home.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, so you're continuing on that path, but then at a very young age, you wind up going through like a pretty, I don't even know what the proper word. I mean, just life-altering scenario.
Yeah, definitely. I like to call it, now I like to view it as a spiritual journey.
Right.
So at 15, I was incarcerated. I was fighting 127 years to life at 15 for 2 murders, 2 attempts, gun enhancement, gang enhancement, mayhem, malice, everything that you, just saying that, gang-related murders and gang enhancement, because obviously it was gang related. And then the mayhem and the malice is just pretty much saying that like I'm a terrorist, a threat to society type shit. So yeah, I was facing 127
They just putting extras
years.
on it, trying to.
Yeah. So 127 years to life at 15.
I mean, in order to even come up with all those charges, did they claim that they had been investigating you for like, because that's not just like an overnight thing, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
or like what can I'm not trying, like obviously you're innocent, so you know what I mean, like, but like what were they like specific? Was there a specific incident that they accused you of? Because that's a lot, but was there one thing? When did you know that you were about to get arrested? I should ask.
Yeah, definitely. And for these cases, like for me, I can speak on whatever. Obviously, I'll never go into details about anything.
Right.
But because I've been convicted.
Right.
I've been convicted. So those cases I've been found guilty for.
Okay.
So it's not even nothing to where I was found guilty for those cases. Honestly, we have a lot of murders. So especially back then at that time, now it kind of turned down a little bit, but there's still a lot of murders out there. But back then it was really, really hectic. We had a lot of murders. So they were just doing a lot of investigations. The one specific incident that tied everything was when it happened, when the incident transpired, I got arrested instantly, like within less than 24 hours. It was one of those like very, very high profile, like gas station, broad daylight, that type of scenery.
They're talking about it on the news.
Yeah, just to throw you the scenery. So after that had transpired, I instantly got arrested within 24 hours. And then certain individuals that got locked up for other cases were tying me to, this was tied to, he was tied to this too, this, that, and then that's how I got other ones.
Okay, so it's wild. They're like, okay, they're just like stacking different charges on top of you more and more and
Yeah.
more. And so, yeah, I get it. Okay. And,
Yeah, because at first when I first got charged, it was just a murder and an attempt. Mm-hmm. Just a murder and an attempt. And then a week or 2 weeks later, after people were giving statements and stuff, then they threw on the extra charges, and then that's when, yeah.
where did they arrest you at? What was the story of them? Like,
I was at my mom's house. I was at my mom's house, and it's crazy because like my family's very spiritual, especially my mom. That's where I get my spiritual energy from. So that whole week I was just wilding. Like that whole week I was wilding. Like
drugs and alcohol involved in all, or
yeah.
You high, you
Definitely,
drunk?
I was doing drugs since I was a kid, since I was a baby, all the way. Now I don't smoke or drink or anything.
Right.
But yeah, I was just wilding, and when I mean wilding on some gang activity stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like on some GTA shit.
you pressing lines?
Yeah.
Fully. Yeah.
Like on some menace to society type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Easiest way to put it. So that whole week prior, before me even getting arrested, she already felt the energy. She already felt like that something was off. So she was.
And there's probably no reaching you. I can't even imagine. Like I've seen the way like I have young homies, and when they're in that mode,
yeah,
like,
when you're in that,
there's no talking.
There's no. When it's that, it's that.
You're gonna either turn up with them, or you're gonna.
Yeah, especially if you're really, and like I told you, I'm 100% all in. You know, if I love something, if I believe in something, my belief sensitive, I'm willing to die for that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So at the level that I was with my mindset and that type of lifestyle, I was, there was no telling me nothing.
Right.
There was no telling me nothing at all. So beforehand, she was actually trying to send me up north to go and be with one of my brothers. Because I have a brother that lives up north in Northern California. So she was like, you doing too much. She said, like, you doing, like, you gonna go? And I was like, nah. But then after that had transpired, I come to her, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm ready to go now.
There's no reset button on this game.
Yeah,
though,
like,
right?
I'm ready to go up north now.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go. And she like, what you do? Like, nah, nothing. Like, I'm ready to go up north.
Mom's just wise off.
She like, all right. Did some shit. She like, tomorrow in the morning. I was gonna leave tomorrow in the morning, and then they came that night. They came that night at like, I think 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Shit, matter of fact, my brother that's over there, we was in the same house together. We was in the same room. When they came with the SWAT team, the 2 helicopters over the house, boom, flashed it over the house. Had 2 SWAT trucks, seemed like 20, 30 police cars out there, and it was a wrap. So yeah, that my same
15-year-old kid, huh?
Man, my same brother that's right over there was with me while I got arrested, and with me my first day being released, and then till now.
Full circle.
Definitely.
Full circle moment. And a lot happened between those two. A lot happened between those 2 moments.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I think but obviously I want to get into way more details, but just the way you can tell by the way you handle yourself. You can tell by the age that you are. Things wound up turning around for you in a positive way.
sir.
Very, very much so.
Yeah,
So, you know,
definitely.
but before then, it's a lot of trials and
Yeah,
tribulations. Like,
definitely. Yeah.
so you get booked. They wound up convicting you of all those crimes, or what?
So, yeah, they end up convicting, not of all of them, of 2. So for an attempt and then a murder. So then for those, I ended up getting sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences. So I got 2 consecutive life sentences for that. So, so boom. So throughout my whole process of juvenile hall, I'm just fighting. And then when I landed in juvenile hall back then, now the laws have changed. See, look, they changed, and this is a law that I fell under. It's called Prop 57. Now the laws have changed. See, when I first got incarcerated, they were direct filing me.
Right.
So if you were 15, 16, 17, whatever the age you were, and you get locked up for a crime, and if they feel like the crime is too severe, it's too criminally sophisticated for juvenile, then they direct file you to adult Supreme Court. So that's what happened to me. So as soon as when I landed in, I had my first court date, because you have to go to court within the first within 3 days of you being incarcerated. So as soon as when I went to court, before I even went into the court tank, the public defender told which we were gonna get a paid lawyer anyway, but the public defender told my mom, "There's nothing this is my first court date." She said, "There's nothing, I can't do nothing for him." Like,
Right.
she looked over the case. She's like, I can't do nothing for him, nothing. And then I went to
They never seem like they can do anything,
ever,
right? Regardless.
ever. And it's like, damn, for a kid, even though the crime, the crime was very severe. You know what I mean? The cases were very, very severe. So as soon as when I went into the courthouse with the judge, they just direct filed me instantly to adult.
You're an adult.
Yeah. So they're saying, we're charging you as an adult. Direct file to adult Supreme Court. So,
Was the gravity of the situation lost on you, or were you like terrified at this point?
to be honest, I was just like, when I first walked into the cell, I remember when I first walked into a jail cell. I first walked into a jail cell. The mirrors, you can't see out of the mirrors. So they'll have little ass mirrors. This is in juvenile hall. These are the juvenile cells. They have little ass mirrors with a gang of tagging in them. You know, gang tagging in them. Scratched up, gang of scratches, gang
Scribes.
tagging and signs. So you can't even see in the mirror. So you could barely see. So I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I'm about to do at least 30 years. That's what I told him. That's literally what I told myself. I'm like, I'm about to do at least 30 years. So I'm like, it's time to prepare mentally. So that was my mindset instantly. As soon as when I got in there, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do at least 30. Damn. So my motto all the way still to this day was I have to be prepared for every situation mentally, spiritually, and physically. As soon as when I hit that cage, I'm like, I have to be prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. Like, I have to be prepared for anything that comes my way. Because, yeah, I'm viewed as a kid, but in this grown man, adult society where I'm finna head down to, state prison, you know, I'm about to be incarcerated. Well, I'm already incarcerated, but I'm about to be with the big boys. You know, the top dogs.
They ain't showing no sympathy or empathy or anything.
They don't give a fuck if you're 12, 8, whatever the fuck. Whatever. You did what you on this yard, this is what it is, fall in line. So I knew already from the older homies that I had from my neighborhood, I already had a good, just a good little mindset of, just a good idea of what, like, jail, what to think of about going into jail. You never know until you're in that situation. And that's what I tell people. Like, I could try to describe prison to you as much as possible, But people will never understand prison or being in that cell or this or that situation if you haven't lived it. Like a woman could never explain to a man
what giving birth is
childbirth.
like. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could explain in the best way they can through words, but that's a physical experience. Right. That's a spiritual experience. That's an emotional experience that it has to be lived to be able to understand. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I was ready to.
But it's even deeper though, because you're 15 years old at this time. You know what I mean? Like you're barely an adolescent. You know what I mean? Like you're like that adds such a whole layer to it and all that.
Definitely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like what were people's reaction like once you wound up in? So you wound up going to an adult prison? Like,
no, not right then. So they have to wait until you turn 18.
So they sent you to YA then, right?
Yeah, I'm at YA. I'm at all that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, Youth Authority, Gladiators. So yeah, I've been to Youth Authority, Gladiator School, County Jail, prison, Juvenile Hall, all in one term, all in one woo-wop.
Yeah, there's a lot of when people are like examining the juvenile justice system, as they call it, in the state of California, people say that it's extremely flawed, and a lot of the institutions themselves are like really corrupt.
Definitely.
Is that an observation?
Very, very corrupt, man. Just to put it in perspective, I slept in a cell for almost a year that the toilet didn't operate. It has leaks. It has holes in the ceiling, so when it rains, I'm getting rained on while I'm sleeping. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the lifestyle that we're forced to live. Like, that's what it is. We got black mold everywhere, and especially for the juvenile justice system, there's a lot of laws in place to where you have mandatory rec. You're mandatory supposed to be out, come outside a certain amount of days, and this, that, and the third. Man, they'll throw you in that thing. You'll be in there. You might not come out for a year outside of the actual facility. You know what I mean? Not saying your cell as a juvenile, they still have to let you in. But if you're in the hole, then you're done. But yeah, you might not see actual sunlight for a whole ass year.
Yeah, that's torture, especially for juveniles. That's like completely inhumane. As far as at that time, would you say that was the gnarliest fights you had ever seen, like the most violent?
YA. Like that I've ever seen
at that
time. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm talking about, man, motherfuckers is hopping that fence.
Right.
The motherfuckers is hopping that fence. Like, man, you'll be walking to medical, and then 30 motherfuckers will hop that fence on you. They coming, and it's squabble. And that's why we call it Gladiator School, because it's no rules. It's not fully. It's prison because it's the youth prison, but it's not fully prison, so there's no rules. So there's still the black and the Hispanic and the this and the that. You could be a black and you can go and get on a white boy, or a white boy could come and get on a black
have
or
the
Hispanic.
same politics.
Yeah, and it's not that we finna cause a whole riot and motherfuckers is gonna die off of that. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
not. It's not the same thing. So it's like, if you have specific, like, beef or whatever from somebody from certain neighborhoods, everything goes. Anything goes. Shit, in YA shit, you might run, man, especially depending on what neighborhood you fall under and where you're from. Man, as soon as when you land there, you got about 40 fays in this one building. You got about 40 niggas you gotta fight. That's just here. And then you got niggas in that building, niggas in that building, niggas in that building. Oh, and then this nigga is cool with that nigga and they all in the group. So you got 20 niggas from that group that you gotta fight that y'all don't even beef for nothing. That's just because, oh, this is my homie whatever. We're not even tied in the same neighborhoods. A nigga might be from LA and a nigga might be from Oakland, but they like this.
Right.
So and that's how it is.
And if you got beef with one of them, then you got to squabble all
With
their
all of them.
partners too.
With all of them. With all of them. So just the YA lifestyle, man, you running about shit 8-9 phase shit daily. Especially if you're one of those ones to where you're like, you know what I mean? You're on that. And like I told you, I'm an individual. When I'm on that, I'm on that. So I was on that. So I've never been a victim type of individual. I've always been the aggressor. Mm-hmm. So I always been I'm on this, I'm on that. So yeah.
What were the COs like, or did they call them COs or deputies or what?
They call them
guards.
I think it's in YA we call them green suits.
Okay.
In YA we call them green suits, but they're COs.
Yeah.
But the technical name is like it's a letter before the CO. It's something CO. So like PCO or something. But there's COs, but it's something before for the juvenile or something. But we call them green suits though. The inmates, we call them green suits.
What were they like for the most part?
Oh shit. They with all the activities. Shit, a lot of them were tied to neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. A lot of them in YA, a lot of them were tied to neighborhoods and this, that, and the third. So they're working with these niggas, with this group of individuals, or some of them are working with them, or some of them are just on some super cop shit. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of things that people don't understand. The COs and the correctional officers in prison are like their own gang in itself.
Right.
So they coming on some extra shit. They coming. Like, them COs aren't
It seems
nothing
like you
to
got to
play
be
with
like,
either.
I don't want to be judgmental, but it seems like you got to be a certain type of person to want to have a job like that. Just like, to be in law enforcement or anything of that nature, or like to even have the propensity to want to do a job like that. Like, not to like hate on the way anybody chases paper. I'm really trying not to be judgmental, but it's just like, it seems like you have to have certain attributes, or I don't want to say attributes, or like characteristics. Like, and amongst them would be like power hungry or this or that. I don't know. Like, it just
for a CO, because there's cool ones. There's cool. I done met some COs that was real, like, all love, and then there's weirdos, there's dicks, there's assholes. It's just like everybody in life. But if you ask, you could speak to correctional officers that's been doing this for, let's just say, for 30 years straight, or been doing it for 20 years straight. They'll tell you YA is the worst place. Don't go.
Yeah, that's
Don't
reputation.
Go. They'd rather go to fucking high desert, Pelican Bay, wherever the fuck. Shit. Victorville and the feds, anywhere before that, especially back in them times, because it's every day, consistent, constant.
I thought there was a time where YA was even above 18 at one point. Like, they would have.
No, it is above
it's
it.
to 25, right?
It's always
to 25, right?
They say 25, but I've been in YA with motherfuckers that was 29 years old.
Really?
29 years old.
These names.
In YA, 29 years. They say till 25. I've been in there with 27-year-olds.
Really?
28-year-olds.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Because
how do they justify that?
For a lot of these motherfuckers, they was they'll be in YA, they'll do their YA time, and then they'll catch a pen charge and go to the pen and do their pen time, and then they'll resend them back saying they got to finish their YA time on some crazy. Cause I thought that too. No. I've been in the oldest motherfucker, like I said, was 29 years old.
Yeah, I really
29 years, and then you got to think about it.
They were like 12-year-old kids essentially, as young.
Yeah, but they separate them. They separated by ages. And then it's the same thing like the prison system. They got higher risk inmates and then lower risk inmates. So depending on what your charge is, and this, that, and the third, depends on if you're. So the level 4 yard for YA is called high core. So then you're on high core, and then they got low core, then they got What the fuck? What the hell is that shit called? Oh, low core, low moderate. Then they got moderate, moderate high. Then they got high core. So that's how they do the rankings.
Different.
And then they got different pods, modules, and cell blocks for each, depending on if you're high core, moderate, or high moderate.
And you ain't gonna be on the same yard.
No. And then they do even do the age separations too. They do the age separations. They do it to a certain extent though. To a certain extent, as much as they can, they do it to a certain extent. But they won't have won't have a 12-year-old with a 19-year-old. They won't.
Right. But like as you said, because you were 17 and you were coming across 29-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
So
29-year-olds for sure. Yeah.
And then you wind up from there. It's prison. Would you say that there is like what was the first difference you noticed between prison and YA?
Shit, my first day on the yard, somebody got killed.
Damn.
So that was an instant mind switch to, okay, we're in the big league now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the NBA. We was in college, now we in the NBA. So we was just playing in March Madness. We was going crazy in March Madness. That's cool, but now we in the NBA, and now
got drafted.
Now it's a whole different level. And the thing with prison is just,
which prison were you in?
Calipatria, B yard.
Okay.
180. Yeah, that's the 180 level 4 yard.
Okay.
Yeah, 23-1. And the difference between prison is, it's very serious. It's very serious, and there's more respect. Dealing with youth, because youth is from 25 all the way down to, I think, 14 or 15. That's when you're considered, 13. 25 to 13, you're considered a youth still. So dealing with youth, everybody has something to prove. This, that, and the third. And it's dealing with a prison yard with adults and grown men. Everybody has something going on. We got this man in here is providing for his family. This nigga's doing this, this nigga's doing that, and everything is tied and looped up with shit. So for something to kick off, it has to be very serious. You know what I mean? Like it has to be like it's not an option. Like it's a mandatory. If it's something that could be avoided, it will be avoided in prison. But if it's something that it can't be avoided, and due to the seriousness, and mind you, they got M14s with no warning shots every fucking where.
Yeah.
So it ain't no fighting like that. So I'm not finna risk my life in getting shot, by fighting somebody. Go handle your business and stab this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. Even though in YA, it's stabbings too. Motherfuckers getting stabbed up too.
Right.
Motherfuckers getting stabbed up too. But it's not the same seriousness of, a prison stabbing is most likely you're going to die. A YA stabbing,
know the proper arteries to go for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the difference of the artillery, the difference of the knives and shit is totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. We in there playing with swords.
Right.
YA motherfuckers got little bullshit and little, you know what I mean? Some motherfuckers might really have some shit, but that's every once in a while. But
it's less sophisticated.
Yeah, definitely. And in prison, especially on the maximum security yard, everybody knows how to make it. You know how to make a knife in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I can make a knife with anything in 15 minutes. Sitting in this room, you give me anything, I could make a knife instantly with a piece of paper.
That could be a knife for phone, very quick.
Yeah. This?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, motherfuckers is making knives out of fucking paper.
Damn.
Paper.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's just real serious. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in there dealing with very militant. I like to look at it, especially if you're somebody, you have to really have that CEO type of a business mindset. Because especially, like I said, when you're somebody and feelings can't get in the mix, if you got to know how to make the right calls and this, that, and the third, because everything, and with prison, if something goes down and the yard goes down, man, we might be on lockdown for 6 months, eight months, a year.
And you're operating under the assumption that, like, I'm for sure about to be here for at least a good 30 years.
Yeah.
That's
at
until
least.
you could have your first parole
At
hearing
least.
or whatever.
And that's when I'm in juvenile hall.
Right.
When I hit youth authority in prison and shit, I'm like,
oh, I'm never
man,
going home.
this shit might be forever because, first of all, I already have a life sentence, but then I know I'm young, so I'm still able to qualify under. So for me, they already had a law to where no matter what you get sentenced to, you got to see the parole board within 15 years. So I knew regardless, I'm gonna see the parole board in 15 years. That don't mean you're going nowhere.
Yeah, they could tell
that
you
don't
fuck
mean
off for
yeah,
another
that don't mean
15
that don't
years
mean
or whatever,
shit.
yeah.
That don't mean shit. So I knew I was seeing the parole board, so that's why I'm like, okay, 30. But with all the crazy shit that's transpiring, you like, man, ain't no telling.
Right.
Ain't no telling because it's really survival mode. Because you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. And
so you just acclimated to the environment you were in.
Definitely.
To the point where, like you said, like if I'm in it, I'm
you embrace
I'm in it to win it.
You embrace it. You embrace
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you embrace it. Especially if you're like an individual like me. I embraced it.
Well, also, like, ingrained in us as kids is like getting locked up for something. It's like, oh, you getting stripes, you cool.
Yeah,
you
yep,
feel me? So,
definitely.
Because to a degree, even though it's like it's whack as hell, there's no girls, blah, da, 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 da.
Definitely.
You're still like,
You're moving up in the ranks.
Right.
You're earning your stripes, you're earning your badges. If you're an athlete that plays on a varsity team, you're getting your patches
Yeah, your
on your letterman.
badge. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you earning them stripes. So that's how you see it. So I was seeing it in, I'm going to fight every motherfucker that I could come across. I'm going to do the extras. You know what I mean? So that's how I looked at it as, like you said, earning stripes and stuff. So
were you tripping on the fact that, like, damn, like, you're at the prime age when you should be out there chasing girls or, getting your girlfriends and all that, but you're like, damn, I might not be able to have a girlfriend like that ever or for years. Were you even not even tripping at that point?
no, hell yeah, I was tripping.
Yeah.
All that shit hit hard. Man.
So I think that's something people overlook before getting locked up for extended periods. Like,
And then mind you, when I got incarcerated, I never had sex before.
that's okay.
So I'm a virgin. You know what I'm saying? I got out of prison a virgin. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit was hidden. I'm telling you, man, I remember nights I used to be in the cell as a kid in juvenile hall and shit. I used to get phones and shit and go on social media. I see motherfuckers on Facebook and this, that, and the third. And motherfuckers is at prom.
Damn.
I'm like, damn. I'm fighting consecutive life. I'm fighting multiple life sentences. We're in here fighting for our life every day. Not only for our freedom, but for our physical well-being every day. Every single day. And motherfuckers is over here at prom, man. And out of sight, out of mind. I'm forgot about. I'm gone. Especially being home. One year in prison is like 3 years on the streets. You've been gone for 1 year. It's like
So much has happened.
Been gone. Yeah, he been gone for 3 years. So once you do 3 years, you damn near almost did 8-9 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
You've been gone for,
especially when you're that age and most of your homies are that age.
growing up.
Because that's like a huge percentage of your life. When you're 15, 3 years is 1/5 of your life. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
I'm 42, 3 years mathematically is a significantly less
Yeah,
shorter
that-
amount of
yeah.
time. You know what I mean?
Most
Like,
definitely. That's crazy. When you put it in that perspective,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense.
so like to a 15-year-old, 3 years, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm like, fuck, man. At the time, I didn't really like, but now looking back, I'm seeing like how fucking just stressed I was, and just like mentally like out of space, and I just directed all that energy towards negativity. You know what I'm saying? All that pain and that hurt that I was feeling from this and that, you know what I mean? From people being out to being able to live their lives and do their stuff because they didn't make certain decisions in their life that I did. You know what I'm saying? I just directed all that pain that I felt in my heart towards negativity, towards
That was your
gang
outlet.
banging, towards, you know, I'm gonna be now I'm in prison. Okay, I'm gonna run the fucking yard. I'm gonna run the fucking yard. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be that one. I'm gonna be fucking El Chapo. That's the one.
Were you reading a lot? Because you're pretty articulate, you know,
Yeah,
and
most
it's
definitely.
kind of a undercurrent I noticed with the people that have been incarcerated for extended times. They're often really well spoken compared to the average person that you
Yeah,
come
most
across.
definitely.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I studied day and night, and the only books that I ever read. I'm not one of the motherfuckers. I don't like that. I don't like that fucking fiction is like the fake shit, right?
Yeah.
Or non-fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Fiction
don't.
is a fiction.
I don't like that fiction. I don't like fucking. A lot of people in prison they like to read urban books. That fucking
Napoleon
Boys
Hill.
in the Life and all that shit. I mean, Boys in the Hood and all that bullshit. I don't like reading that bullshit. So me, I read everything was knowledge. I read I studied self-help books and I studied psychology. I studied how the brain works, how the human mind thinks, how the mind operates. This is that and the third. And my main reason and my main purpose for doing that is for manipulation.
Right.
That was my main reason. So I studied day and night, and especially dealing with the OGs, the type of individual I was, and I already was a person with a name in that type of a lifestyle. So the OGs, if you're one of those ones, you're bred. You're just walk down the line. So you're walk right down the line. So I'm with the motherfuckers that run the jails, that run the prisons, that run the everything. You know, that's the people that, you know, one of my older homies from my neighborhood that was my cellie was a motherfucker that runs prisons. Not, okay, he has the keys to this yard. No. He got the keys to the whole prison and all these prisons. So that was my cellie, and that's a person that I was, you know, breaded up under. So it's like, okay, we work out every day. We do this, we do that, because my main thing was manipulation. If I could understand the way how you think and you do that, you know, I could be able to manipulate my way through.
You're trying to be, like you said, the best version of yourself.
Definitely.
Physically, mentally, spiritually. However, you're thriving off of negativity. So,
Definitely.
like, I'm gonna be the most legendary inmate. You feel me? Convict,
Definitely.
gangster that this motherfucker's ever seen. You feel
Definitely.
me? Like,
and yeah. So
and you're putting your knowledge to nefarious use. It's fair to say.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
But at the same time, you're soaking up game, which could be applied to a lot of different things in the future.
Most definitely. And I always been in love with knowledge. I always loved knowledge and gaining information. Because I know if I know everything about you, if I have all the information about you and I know everything, all your information, I know how to defeat you the easiest and fastest way possible. Because I gained all that information. I know everything about you. I know the ins and outs. I know your mama. I know this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the things that's how I was looking at it. So.
But also there's
Yeah,
the whole
definitely.
element of not having that much information and being able to use the minimal amount that you got to maximum efficiency, really size somebody up and be like, oh, you this type of person, figure out what makes them tick, how to, you know, like what scenario is going to make them react a different way. That's part of psychology too, right?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Because you might not know a lot of information about somebody, so
Definitely.
you got to make a quick decision. That's like street smarts to a degree, but if you're like putting like applied psychological science behind it, it could be a fucking weapon, really.
Man, literally. So I'm studying nothing but psychology and self-help. Like you said, Napoleon Hill, he's one of my favorite authors.
Dope
Favorite authors. My favorite book by him is Outwitting the Devil. That's one of the greatest books I ever read in life. That Outwitting the Devil. So, I'm just doing a lot of studying, and I always been a very intelligent individual. I always been very intelligent, but I felt like I minimized and tried to dumb down my intelligence being around certain individuals.
You kind of have to a degree, right?
You do.
Or at least make it seem like you do. You don't.
Yeah.
Obviously, you still have your same mind, but they're operating on a certain frequency, so you kind of gotta. Or you don't want to disrupt the flow of what's going on. You feel
Definitely. So once I was incarcerated, and then especially when I landed with my peers, because I always been a type of individual to where I'm with the OGs. I'm 15. I'm a kid with motherfuckers that's 30, 40s, 50s, late 20s, and I'm a kid, and that's how me and my brother always been. So we always been way more advanced than everybody, than all our peers. So once you put me in an environment with my peers,
you're gonna raise the paradigm.
I just flourished way on top. So then once I land in the big boy system, I'm like,
also
okay.
Being able to beat people up does help, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. And like I told you, my mindset was be mentally, physically, and spiritually prepared for everything. So I started working out instantly. I've been 200 and fucking 10 pounds. I haven't been under 210 pounds since I was 16 years old. And I'm 23 and I'm 260.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't look no 210 to me.
I'm 260.
Yeah.
I'm 260, 10% body fat. I'm 90% muscle.
Right.
I work out every day. Still to this day, I'm still disciplined. You know what I'm saying? So I work out 6 days a week right now. So back then, so as soon as when I'm kissing that floor. I was doing in juvenile hall. I was doing 1,200 push-ups a day. Obviously, I built up, but at my peak in juvenile hall, I was doing 1,200 a day.
Hopefully, in my life, I'll do 1,200 push-ups.
Once I reached fucking 19 years old, I was doing 3,000 push-ups every day.
It's crazy.
I was doing 3,000 push-ups a day, 500 dips, 600 pull-ups, 1,000 squats every day. All I did was wake up early. We up 3 in the morning. We wake up. We busting down early in the morning. All we do is work out and study. Work out, study. Work out, study. That was it.
And
literally.
At a certain point, you became used to that routine, and you're just like, this is my life.
And literally, and then you just start trying to apply and use the knowledge that you gained. And, that's how I ended up, making a lot of money in prison.
That's what I was going to get to. So obviously that mind can be used to be an entrepreneur.
Definitely.
So how did that wind up coming about for you?
Obviously I won't go into I'm not
asking anything. Yeah.
But
you had your hustles in there.
Before I always been a dope boy type shit. Mm-hmm. Like before I even got incarcerated, drugs was my thing. I never was an individual to where I'm hitting legs, I'm running in houses, I'm doing this. No, I always been, I'm gonna sell these drugs. I'm gonna do this. Let's get us some weed. Okay, let's get a gram, turn that gram to 10 grams, turn that 10 grams to an ounce to pounds. Me and my brother was running around with 10, 15, 20 pounds as kids.
Right.
Before I got incarcerated.
Right.
This is how we're riding around. We're riding around with Me and him, 4 guns, 20 P's.
Yeah.
We're kids through San Bernardino. So, you know, that's always been my lane type shit. So, man, once I
definitely would
elevated-
have idolized you when I was 14, 15 years old. I would have been like, yo, this guy's the coolest dude ever.
I was definitely at 12, man. I'm wearing red bottoms. I'm already counting my outfit. Like, I'd show up to school, like, this is a $4,000 outfit. This is how I was in middle school. Now I don't really care about that shit because I feel like it's a poverty mindset. It's a consumer mindset. Obviously, I love jewelry. I love, you know, I love nice things because I'm a king. I feel like I know that I deserve nice things. So I always want
those
the
are
best of the
powerful
best.
minerals that are
most
bestowed
definitely.
upon you. Yeah.
And
I get
this is passed down traits from my ancestors.
Right.
You know, my ancestors, the pharaohs used to be wearing all the gold and all
Yep.
this. So this is passed down from my ancestors. So this is an ancestral trait. So yeah. But yeah, as soon as when I started applying the knowledge that I gained in prison to where, because like I told you, now in prison it's okay, money.
Right.
Money. So yeah, started going crazy. I'm investing in the property, all that in the sale. You know, I bought the woman that I was dealing with at the time. I bought her Maserati Gran Turismo brand new in the sale.
So you was really enterprising. Whatever you had going on, you was very successful at it.
Yeah.
Then you wind up parlaying it into a legit business. And how old were you at that time? Like
At this time,
20?
Yep.
Crazy.
I'm talking about we was going crazy though.
Yeah.
Like off the shelves.
Yeah.
Crazy. We going
Buying a
crazy.
Mozzie at that age, I mean, in and of itself. But considering the scenario,
Yeah.
that's unheard of.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I bought her a pink Maserati. I'll show it to you too right now. I'll show it to you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a pink Maserati while I was in jail.
What was were there some pretty notorious riots when you were locked up over there?
Nah, not nothing too notorious with the riot. I've never been in like a super serious real prison riot. Now there's been a lot of melees, a lot of very serious, but a real full-fledged like in the prison system, no. I've never experienced. Now I experienced so many riots on some YA shit and some county shit.
Were you locked up with any known rappers at all?
No rappers. Not on the 4 yard. Hell no. Them motherfuckers was probably on the other side, because that's another thing. We promote peace and positivity. We're on nothing but positivity now. You know, I like to always share the chapters of my book, because this is what creates the book. Mm-hmm. This is what creates the book, and this is the testimony. But yeah, no. And I always have to clarify, because we're gonna rap. We're gonna get into, not rap. I'm saying we're gonna get into how I got out and this.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into all that. But I always have to clarify. We are general population main line, like main line. No bullshit, no clownery, none of that. We ain't on that side. Keep them on that side. We level 4 yard mainline general pop.
23 and 1.
23 and 1 general pop.
How many people in your cell?
We talk about one other person. But if you're in the hole, you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And then they got certain cells. They got, if you had high power, you might be in there just yourself. I'm talking about we on there. I'm in there with the Mexican Mafia, the Aryan Brotherhood. Those are my neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mainline. Like, we're really in depth into them like we're in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? And I always have to clarify that because we're not type of individual. We're not the individuals that take easy way out. We're not taking the easy route. I'm not finna go do all these things and turn and fold and get out and try to act like, oh yeah, but I got money now and I'm the, you know, your character,
that type of party.
Your character as a man is what it is. No, we take whatever we do, we accept what God throws at us. Everything comes with a consequence, positive or negative. If you do positive things, you get positive consequences back. So it's the same thing.
And you feel like that's a common trait of a lot of the people that you were on that 4-yard with?
Definitely. To where we're just men, and a lot of people are like to associate that with, oh, you know, you might still have like a that's like a gang entrenched type of a mindset thing. But no, there's grown ass men on the maximum security yard that never gangbang a day in their life. They never gangbang, but they will never ever hit that route because they're a man. Mm-hmm. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have to be a gang member or something to be on the main line in the general population and to stand for yourself as a man. You don't have to be associated with nobody in that way. Now, obviously, when you're in prison, you associate with your race, regardless, whether if you gangbang or not. You have to associate with your race because that's just what it is. But you get what I'm saying? But yeah, rappers, no, I've never, not nobody that.
Or any famous people in general?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
I'm always curious about that. Because in in LA County, which you actually wound up bypassing completely.
Twin Towers.
And, there's a lot of, known rappers.
Yeah, known rappers.
From the sections all through there all the time. Yeah, definitely. Not just from here, but from other cities.
Yeah, from everywhere.
And all that. So,
definitely.
It's an interesting thing. So was it through your studying you came across this Prop 57 thing, or how did that come up, like, across your desk?
So I used to, like I told you, I used to just study in general. So I used to be in the law library and stuff too. But really, I have a paid attorney. So I have a paid attorney, even though I got banged or whatever. But I have a paid attorney, and she's the best at what she does. You get what I'm saying? So
was she working on appeals for you already?
She was telling my mom and telling me, you good. Like, don't even worry, like, I got it. So as soon as when these laws and these things pass, boom, she put it into play instantly. Like, instantly. So I was literally one of the first people. I think I was like, I know for my county, I was like the first. I think I was the first, but just in general in the whole California, I think I was like one of the first 5 people to be resentenced under that law. And the law that I'm talking about is Senate Bill SB 1391, Senate Bill 1391, and then Prop 57. Prop 57 says if you were a juvenile when you committed your crime, you have to fight a 707 fitness hearing. A 707 fitness hearing means to where,
are you competent enough to
where they'll keep you, to where you have to go to trial to say if they'll keep you in juvenile court or they'll send you to adult court. Because like I told you, when I first got arrested, they were just direct filing everything.
Right.
So if you had anything severe, anything serious, direct file.
They're looking at the charge. They're not examining the circumstances.
They're looking straight at the
of
charge.
The individual.
None of that.
Okay.
Just direct file. So Prop 57 made it to where you can no longer direct file any juvenile at all. So they have to go to trial, and you have to find them unfit. You have to prove why you find them unfit for juvenile court and a juvenile sentencing. So that's Prop 57. And then the Senate Bill 1391 is if you're 16 or under, you can no longer be charged as an adult. Mm-hmm. So I fell under both.
Which really, at the end of the day, is just more layers of accountability for the district attorney's office.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't like just be playing with people's lives. You can't just be like streamlining verdicts or things of that nature. You need to really like look at things on a case by case basis, the way that the legal system was supposed to be in its inception.
Definitely. And
It's just strengthening the Constitution.
And one of my mentors was the ones that was one of the people that pressed and got that law passed. His name is Scott Bunnick. That's one of my mentors. You know, I got nothing but love for that man.
Shouts to him.
And so basically, it was saying that, you know, if you're 25 years or under as a youth, their mind isn't, that's what they're saying, the man
fully matured,
it's not fully developed until you're
Right.
25 years old. So that was the reasoning to why they came up with those laws. So Prop 57, if you're a juvenile, they cannot direct file you. You have to have a 707 here. And then Senate Bill 1391, if you're 16 or under, you can no longer be charged altogether as an adult. So
No matter what.
Unless you just like got some way out other shit.
Right.
I mean some way out other shit, then there's exceptions
Like
to
school
where,
shooter type shit.
yeah,
whatever,
like some way out other shit. Yeah, some way out other shit. Then you might not you might not be able to fall under that, but
Yeah, no, but you definitely fit the criteria for both of those umbrellas, and then they wound up. You had a dope lawyer who you had on retainer somehow over the years, and
yeah, and then so I had to go back to court and do my court process again, and then they were seeing if they were going to find me fit, and that's the thing with the state of California. Regardless if there's laws in place, they will still make you fight it. Mm-hmm. They don't care. So there could be like for instance, there's fucking gun enhancement laws that are passed that people can't be charged with them. They're still charging people with 25-year gun enhancement. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's the thing about California. They'll hit you with some shit, and to where they'll make you take it to the box regardless, knowing that ultimately they're gonna have to give it to you regardless. Mm-hmm. But if you're not one of those dudes that, if you're not on top of it, like for me, I was blessed because I had a lawyer, I have a family that loves and cares about me, so they're on top of things. You know what I'm saying? So we're making sure we finding every law, every this and that, so we could be on top of shit instantly. If you're an individual to where you just get banged with some shit and you just let somebody tell you something, there's people in prison still to this day that caught their cases as kids and they're still doing their time. Right. They still got life sentences. They still got 20 years, 15 years, 8 years still to go.
They got locked up in the 1950s or whatever.
Yeah, literally. And they fall under certain laws that they do not even know because California will not tell you.
Right.
They're not going to tell you. They're
right,
not gonna...
and that's why I prefaced the whole question with like, was it through your studies? And
definitely,
because a lot of people, and that's why hopefully this interview reaches a lot of people because I want people to have the awareness that there are these things.
Yeah, because they're not going to tell you nothing. They're not going to tell you nothing, shit. Because at the end of the day, they feel played. Like with me, the state of California feels played. They're like, we gave him a life sentence. We wanted at least 30 to 40 years out of that man. At least. So with these new laws and stuff being implemented, you know, a lot of people, especially the conservative side, they feel played and they feel like they're getting spit in their face because a lot of people are like, you know, just lock these people up forever and they need to just be thrown in a cage. They're animals and they never need to get out.
Well, you know, the other side of the law beyond the is the victims or whoever, you know, like
definitely.
And does that play a factor in scenarios like this? Because often like victim impact statements could be really
definitely and I feel like that it depends on like the victim's background. Mm-hmm. Like mine were more of, it was gang.
Right, it's gang related.
So nobody's speaking on anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's like, nobody's showing up to. Now there's people that, like I said, that wrote. There was a lot of people that wrote statements and stuff, especially for the Broad Day incident. So there was a lot of people that made statements or
Just
whatever.
random people that were
like
there type shit.
Yeah, but victims' families. I never had no victims' families ever like anything, and especially when you have any type of hearing or anything with court processes, they have to notify them.
Right.
And they never like ever.
Right.
So that definitely, because I know some individuals to where they were getting resentenced and they had the victims' families were showing up to courthouse.
They were
boycotting.
more vocal. Yeah.
Like boycotting, like making it real horrible. But he still ended up getting his resentencing as well. But yeah, it would definitely make it a little bit harder.
Do you think one of the reasons why this even came to pass is because our prison system in California is so crowded? It's just like there's not enough room for everybody. Like
Definitely.
So there's ulterior motives at play.
Yeah,
like the
definitely.
powers. Because they literally can't. There's not enough space for everybody, right? Like
yeah, definitely. But I feel like it was just a lot of people with, that understand that when you're kids, a lot of people, they're not who they truly are. You know what I mean? They're just being followers. They're following their path.
Right.
And they never even found their true identity as a man yet. So I feel like it was a lot of good-hearted people out there that just understood that and understood, you know what I mean, just that it makes no sense. You can't just give kids all this time. It makes no sense.
Yeah, no, there's something inherently flawed with the system, like that.
Definitely
goes without saying. I'm not complaining about it, but I also know that at the end of the day, we don't really have like a humanitarian base way of looking at it.
Then like I'm not with just saying let everybody free. Fuck no. Cause there's a lot of motherfuckers there that need to be there for the rest of their life. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a real one. This is just really what it is, because they have that same mindset and they will get out and, do the same thing, whatever. Now there's a lot of people that they just need that help and they need that assistance and they need that push, that they'll be straight.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, look, there's people that, wind up being locked up and it's a punitive thing and they're getting punished for their crime. But there is a small contingent, I don't even want to say small, but there is a percentage of people that do wind up becoming reformed or reborn or inspired to lead a different path, which you are amongst those. So
definitely.
Within this, you wind up qualifying for this proposition, Prop 57. You wind up getting released. You basically do around a year in prison, damn near.
So So what ends up happening, I get resentenced, and then now I get resentenced to juvenile life.
Okay.
So I get resentenced from an adult life sentence to a juvenile life sentence. And juvenile life is till you're 25 years old. And the reasoning to me where I was able to come out earlier, because I'm only 23, is because I get resentenced and I have to go back to the juvenile system. So I have to go back to YA and all that shit. So now I'm in YA and they ended up closing down YA. So they passed a law to where they shut down all the YAs. So I was one of the last people in YA. So that's another thing to show you. So I was one of the older people in YA.
Right.
I was older.
But you're still not 25.
Yeah, I was about to say, obviously I was still under 25, but I was one of the older. So yeah, that's how I ended up getting out earlier than 25. So I was supposed to do till 25, but they ended up closing YA. So and then when they closed YA, they were like, I haven't had any type of a write up or an incident in the past 2.5 years. They like, he's good. He's good. So I went home, and mind you, my my last 3 years, I was battling. I was in the crossroads.
Yeah.
On the spiritual of really like God was like, okay, what you gonna do? My last 3 years. So that the beginning year of the last 3 years, I was still kind of on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still like, I know it's bullshit, but I'm like, I'm still politicking.
You're influenced by a lot of the people around you.
Yeah, I'm still orchestrating this. I'm still, you know what I mean? I'm still in the back of my head, I'm like, man, I don't even want to keep doing this shit no more. Mm-hmm. But I'm still orchestrating shit. I'm still getting this, you know what I mean? I'm still doing things. So my last 2 years of being incarcerated, I did I think it was 90 days. I did 90 days in the hole. I caught a little fucking charge, but I got a DA reject. I caught a little bullshit, little fucking assault or whatever, a little assault for, you know, whatever, altercation, whatever. So I went to the hole for that. And then
were you like, fuck, this is about to ruin my whole shit? Like,
see, look, while I was already in the process of getting resentenced, I'm in the county jail because they had to send me back, so I have to go to court. So I'm in the county jail. While I'm in the county jail, I caught fucking 2 cases in the county jail. I caught 2 assault charges in the county jail. And then during my process of being resentencing, they was like, we don't even know if this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Because it's like, we're bringing him back to resentence him, and he's catching charges. Like, why are you catching charges?
Right.
So that they were like, we don't know, but I still ended up getting it. And then I ended up catching another charge, but it was a DA reject. So a DA reject means
they're not even going to prosecute.
Yeah, they didn't even file yet. Mm-hmm. So it was a no file. So boom, I did 90 days in the hole, and then while I'm sitting in the hole, I'm like, man, God is like, man, do you want this cell to be the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Do you want this cell to be the rest of your life? Because I never had sex. I never did this. I never did that. I never even left the state of California.
That's what I was about to ask you. Did you ever?
I never even left the state of California. I never ever really even left Southern California.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've never been, before then, I've never been to the Bay. I'd never been anywhere but Southern California and really LAIE. That's all San Diego, yeah, I've been over there a couple of times, but really, you know, my playing grounds was the IE in LA. So I've never really experienced anything. And God is like, okay, yeah, you got money, you got this and that, but you're in prison. What could you do with that? And that's what a lot of people don't understand, because they see like these artists and shit now that like, oh, he going to jail. Oh, he a millionaire. He's good. You can't live too good in prison. You can't ride Rolls Royce in prison. Mm-hmm. You can't wake up in a $1 million home in prison. You can't wake up beside a beautiful woman in prison.
There's only so far you can ascend.
You know what I mean? You can't. So having money don't really mean shit. All you could really do is really just stack shit up and be generous for other people that's on the outs, and just make sure motherfuckers are straight. So my last 2 years, I'm like, man, and God is like, God told me, because I remember I told God while I was in prison, when I was in juvenile hall, I first got locked up. I told God, like, if you work everything out for me, if you save me, I'm going to do what I got to do in life. And then God came back to me my last 2 years, and he said, he knocked on my door. Boom, 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 boom. He said, hey, remember that promise? Remember when you asked me? Remember what you asked me, right? I saved you, right? Okay, now it's time for you to be a man of your word and repay back your debts. Because I handled mine. You said, God, if you do this for me, I'm going to do this. So at this moment, I'm like, damn.
And you're still incarcerated.
I'm still incarcerated.
You're in the hole at this point.
I'm still I'm in the hole. I'm like, damn, this shit is getting deep. And then that's why I'm like, man, all this shit that, you know, my gang that I'm from, all this shit. I'm like, I got all this shit in the back of my head. I'm like, you know, I'm a somebody in this negativity world. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm really in a crossroads. So I'm like, man, I made that decision, man. I'm like, I gotta stand, I gotta do right by God. I gotta, you know, hold up my end of the bargain. So after that, I'm like, yeah, I gotta start moving different. I started walking different. I started talking different. Everything different. Everything. Like I can't no longer, I can't say that I'm on a certain path and I don't identify with this, and if I'm walking around, I'm on some cuz this, blood this, whoop that. But I'm on positivity though. But every other word that comes out of my mouth is cuz and blood. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense. That means I identify and I'm on the same thing as these group of individuals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That means I'm on the same thing because we walk the same, we look the same.
But you're literally like, your entire mentality is different at this point.
What? Everything just switched totally around. So that's why now, like when I speak, I always been very intelligent. I just always knew how to switch it off. Right. So I could go, back then I used to go over here, and I'll be with the homies, then I'll go over here, go to a CEO or go to this and manipulate. Go to a fucking counselor and manipulate. And I know how to speak very well. So now it was just, okay, no more flipping on and off the switch. It's just, this is what it is. And I really found my true self, and I stopped caring about what other people think. You know what I'm saying?
Well, also there's other people that might be in a similar situation to what you were, and they could watch this and be like, it's okay to be intelligent. It's okay to utilize
definitely
to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? And like, I don't need to reduce myself to.
You don't have to dumb yourself down. And I was doing that a lot. I was just dumbing myself down to identify as this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To identify as something that wasn't my true identity.
Did you get a lot of backlash from that, or any backlash?
Nah. And that's the thing, like a lot of people feel like, oh, but if I do this, if you're a highly respected individual, and like I told you, you know, we walk the straight line. Like, ain't no telling, ain't no this. General population, we on the main line. You know what I mean? No schmut, no nothing. Whatever. It's regular. So when you're an individual with such a high respect and you're a leader, they're going to respect that. They're going to be like, oh, okay. Because I always been I'm going to do my own thing type of a nigga anyway. Whether I was on negativity, yeah, I was on the same shit niggas was on, but I was on it my own type of way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they gonna respect it. And if they don't, who cares?
Right.
Who cares? But for me, I had no backlash, no nothing. Especially from the ones that matter, like the ones that's running prison yards, the ones that's running organizations and stuff. Those are the ones that they really like, man, this is a blessing. You got a second chance at life. Don't fuck this shit up.
And it wasn't even that long ago that you came home. What was the date of your release?
I just came home, shit, like 9 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in this last 9 months, you've taken your pre-existing entrepreneurial mind state and put it and applied it to something positive. And now you are, like, you know, I'll just say living very comfortably, incredibly successful, own your own enterprise. What happened?
Man, really for me, my brother, the one that's sitting over here, you know, he when I got incarcerated, he was still on bullshit for like a couple years. Then he had a mind switch. He had a mind switch that I didn't get until my last 2 years.
Okay.
But he had a mind switch years before me. So he had a mind switch and he already switched everything negative and illegal to legal.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, and my brother always been on. Like, you know, I always tell I always had a rich brother. My brother always was seen as, you know, one of them ones. So he really just took the mindset that we had and turned it legal and turned everything positive. So for me, when I came home, I didn't really have to do much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't really I didn't really have to do much. I was just so blessed to where I already had foundations.
Well, and that's going to be a huge part of anybody's success. No one could, you know, it's very difficult to do it on your own. And it's good to have someone that really has your best interests in mind in your corner. You know what I mean? This is your DNA. This is your flesh and blood. This is, you know, like,
Yeah.
so that, and that's not always a good thing in certain circumstances. But for you, considering who your bro is, it wound up,
definitely.
you know, you hit the ground running essentially. And you also, although, like I said, we typically interview music artists on this platform, we do tap in with people that have powerful messages and people that have made an impact on, you know, the internet, which you have. Like, you know, and you went viral multiple times. Was the Mike Tyson thing the first time you went viral?
I say that's the most viral shit that I've been viral for now at this point. But nah, that's not the first thing. Shit, when I first got out, we shot my first music video. That went viral.
So you were rapping, okay.
Yeah, we shot my first music video. That went viral instantly. That's when World Star was fucking with us. They threw it up there. World Star posted it for us. World Star released it. Power 106 was fucking with us.
So you were going up.
Yeah, Power 106 was fucking with us. We went down there, did the interview. They was spinning the song on the radio for 30 days. Yeah, it was going up, definitely. So since when I first came home, I've been consistently just on the radar. Yeah.
Okay, because I look at you, and so do you still consider yourself an active music artist? And,
Oh yeah.
So you're
definitely.
active because there's so many different things that you're doing.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
I look at you, you know what I mean. I look at the whole fitness thing that you got
Yeah.
cracking up, and I was like, this is like the basis of your empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you you're still pushing the line music.
Yeah, I'm artist, life coach, fitness coach, everything pretty much in the sun, man. I'm an advocate, you know, policy and policy organizer and advocacy. So you know, I work with a lot of powerful individuals with changing and
Pushing for
implementing
change.
laws. Changing and implementing laws, especially being a person that has the direct experience. You know what I'm saying? I have the direct experience. I'm not a person I'm not saying, oh, my homie or my cousin came from that. No, I am that. I lived it. I am that. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I go into prisons, I go into juvenile halls, I go into camps and speak. I do that. Like that's what we do. Like literally, I just we just had an expungement event that we were doing. I'm finna be speaking at Cal State Northridge for a panel.
Oh, that's fire.
For a panel on juvenile justice, youth incarceration, youth homelessness, and women with sex trafficking and stuff like that. So I'm finna be speaking. It's about to be a big panel at Cal State Northridge and stuff. I'm one of the main speakers, and it's five other speakers.
So you do a lot more than just, you know, make music. That's why, like, you're really a well-rounded individual, which you know, nowadays I would recommend anybody to be. You kind of came out, though, at a dope time, because this is one of the most active that the IE has been in the music space, you know, in hip-hop in a long-ass time, you know what I mean? Like, and seeing the rise of R3 and Doggy Style and King Beezy. There's a lot of fools that are cracking up in that region.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that's doing their thing. Like shout out to every artist in the IE. No matter what city, neighborhood area you come from. Shout out to everybody. Show everybody love. Everybody's doing their thing. But for us personally and my team, we're from the IE, but we don't like to categorize. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so much bigger than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're so much bigger than an area or a city. That's why I go by the King of California as well. I'm Uptown YT, but that's, one of my side names because we're so much bigger than just a city, an area. The IE is cool. That's cool. Like, the IE's cool. LA's cool. All this is cool. But we want the world.
Do you feel like your sound is more aiming towards a larger audience, or do you?
I have.
You make LA type or SoCal type rap at all?
I got more of just a global, just global artist sound, and that's the thing. And that's the thing with me. Like I do all genres. I sing, I rap, sing, I do this, I do that, I do everything.
You fucking with like the Afro beats and all that, and
every genre you could think of under the sun. I do.
Yeah,
like everything, literally. So me, I feel like, because a lot of people, and that's what I was telling when I did my interview with Power 106. With my brother Rosecrans, shout out Rosecrans.
Shout out to Vic, man.
Shout out my
brother.
Man. That's another thing I was telling. I don't like to categorize because I'm like I'm bigger than that. I'm bigger than not only just the IE or LA sound because we have very similar sounds. It's the same sound.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Everybody sounds the fucking same. I'm bigger than just that. I'm bigger than the LA sound. I'm bigger than the IE. I'm bigger than a California stigma sound of a California artist. I'm a global artist. A wise man knows his potential and knows who he is way before anybody sees it. Like I told everybody when I was in prison, I'm going to be a millionaire way before I made $1 million, and now I'm a millionaire. And I was telling them, you better take this time with me serious and this being in my presence because I'm going to be a billionaire. And I will be the only billionaire you'll be able to tell your wife or your son or whatever that I really know him. They won't believe you because I'm going to be larger than life. They won't believe you, but
I'm going to stay friends with you for a while.
But take this time serious and like soak it in because it's power. Everything happens for a reason. God didn't put me through this storm and this testimony for no reason.
I mean, you have like not only your story is so inspirational, but your aura is very iconic. Like you definitely seem like, I would not be surprised. And so a lot of people can make that statement, and I wouldn't. It wouldn't have the same impact. But when you say that, it actually resonates. I'm thinking like, fuck, this dude really might actually be that. You feel me? You like, because what you've already experienced, like it's far beyond your years, it's far beyond your time, and it's powerful to witness. So to be a part of that journey in any capacity, don't forget about me when you're a Billy up.
Man, we locked in forever.
Nah, for sure shot.
With the whole team, with everybody.
Yeah, no, you see, we got a real solid group of individuals in this motherfucker. So, what are your thoughts on the way that you're someone that was incarcerated for what was looking to be a very, very long time and wound up being still like a huge portion of your life thus far. What are your thoughts on the fact that there's a lot of people out there that have cooperated with law enforcement that are very popular in music? Does that make you not want to listen to their music if they've been, if they have paperwork as being a snitch or something of that nature?
See, look, this was something to where when I first got out, I battled with very, very hard. Very, very hard. And just like I was telling you, you know, I'm in spaces with individuals changing laws and advocating and stuff. So, you know, I run into a lot of different individuals that are formerly incarcerated as well, and they were on that other side. And like I say, you know, you have to be a man, and you have to accept your consequences for your actions. Like, don't take no easy way out. But I battled with that at first because I used to be like
a huge fan of Gunna, and you were like, fuck.
I don't want to be around somebody that was PC. Like, if you are on PC, I don't want to be around you. If you told, that's out. That's what I battled with hard when I first got out. But then I had to dig deep in the deeper meaning of that mindset. And I'm like, that's still a gang entrenched mindset. That's what it comes from.
It is.
Now, obviously, you know, you can't be around me. Like, I'm not saying you can't be around me. You're not. You can't be like. If we end up in a space, we're cool. It's fine. You know, I'm gonna treat you with respect. Whatever. It's all good. But I would never, you know, like invite certain people to spaces and like if we just end up in shit, you know, it's all cool. I don't. Whatever.
Not actively
whatever you did, man. You did some bullshit. Whatever. But. So I struggled with that very hard. At first it was like, man, that's out.
Yeah.
Like, that's out. But now it's like, you know, that's a gang entrenched mindset.
It is, but they're also like when you talk about, you know, on the cliche phrase honor amongst thieves or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it is a testament to someone's honor as a man and what code they keep. Now, I'm not saying like the old lady that, you know, like that's a whole other debate or conversation for another space. But like if there's people that are committing crimes and then pointing the finger at others to reduce their own, make themselves less complicit.
We don't fuck with that.
That's beyond gang shit, that you're just like kind of like a whack individual. Like,
yeah, we don't fuck with, because your character, that means any situation, anything you get put on, you're gonna try to snake somebody instantly. So, you know what I mean? My team, we don't tolerate that at all. But like when it comes to somebody's body of art, like their music, I wouldn't stop listening to a certain individual's music because, okay, you told or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, fuck the individual. If I love your body of work and your music, I respect that music. Your music is what your music is. Because, you know, just to be blamed, you know, most of these people just in life in general are, you know what I mean, got all types of foul shit in their skeletons in their closet. You know what I mean? Like, people, you know, motherfuckers is telling, motherfuckers is sex offenders, motherfuckers is rapists, all types of weirdo shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of this is in these type of industries that people are praising. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are praising rapists.
Right.
And they're like, you're a fucking rapist. And, and people respect you and praise you. And it's like, that's out. That's one thing right there, though.
That's the line.
You told and you snitched. It's like, okay, at first I didn't no parts, no nothing. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you. Now it's like, okay, if you're in a space, okay, whatever. Boom, whatever. Your music plays, all right, if it's good, it's good, whatever. A rapist, we're not tolerating that. We're not tolerating that, because at the end of the day, these motherfuckers respect rapists. You know, what if that was your mom? What if that was your niece? What if that was your daughter? What if that was your sister? We're not tolerating that.
No.
We're not tolerating
at all, in the slightest.
Like, rapists,
sex offenders.
Yeah. Peace. And there's a lot of motherfuckers like that are viewed as, you know, with high accolades.
Held on a pedestal.
With high accolades. So it's like, man, and that's a lot of things. I'll be like, the world is so bullshit nowadays. Motherfuckers are so bullshit. Y'all quick to politic on a nigga that did this or told on somebody, and a lot of this shit be allegedly. Not saying that motherfuckers ain't telling, because niggas is everybody's telling nowadays. But a lot of these things do be allegedly with no true facts put behind shit to back it, really. But y'all quick to, try to cancel somebody or get on somebody about that. But motherfuckers got full-fledged sex souls and sex offenders and pedophiles and rapists and weirdos walking around that y'all love.
Yeah, that's
y'all love.
Bizarre.
And will never speak on it. Will never no. Like what?
And,
but he told, that's out. Don't even.
It broke my heart when, beyond we found out a long time ago that R. Kelly had did some pretty deplorable things, but then as that unfolded further, at a certain point, no matter how huge of a fan I was, I had to remove that from my,
he's out.
I'm not slapping "Move Your Body Like a Snake" Ma no more. You feel me? I don't give a fuck. You done did too much, homeboy. My bad.
And a lot of his music, if you listen to that shit, he was saying what the fuck he was doing.
It gives it a different accent for sure.
On some foul shit, he was saying what he was on.
Yeah.
Age ain't nothing but a number and all types
come on.
of shit.
Yeah.
What's up with this
baby
dude?
Girl, you feel me?
What's up with this dude? He wrote that whole album.
Right. Beyond creepy.
Yeah.
Beyond creepy.
That dude married a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
He was 15 years old.
The fact that it was allowed to happen and there's legal loopholes that accommodated that, come on, man.
They started dealing with each other when she was 13 years old. What grown ass? And look, this is another thing. This is because this just got my mind on this. This is another thing. I view this as the same thing. Look, what grown ass man? You have no reasons to be dealing with or around or associated with no kid. It don't matter if it's a girl or boy. No. And that's the same thing with all these niggas that are quote unquote gang members that's never done nothing. That's fabricated, and all they do is get on cameras and just say some straight federal shit on some just.
Well, okay. So speaking of that, no, sorry.
Go ahead.
Speaking of that, the podcasting space is crazy as well, and a lot of people, you being someone who was incarcerated and smut free, came home, did your thing, bettered your life. You're seeing a lot of people out there, that are speaking openly about things that in the past were never discussed, and there's a lot of. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, it's just something in the water nowadays that are just making these dudes just straight clowns. It's just a lot of clown and just federal activity to me. A lot of people why would you get on the camera and discuss a situation that you have never been convicted of, never did any time for, why would you, these motherfuckers want to get on a camera and talk about, I caught 2 bodies and I went to the store, the homie Tiny Wooty Whoop picked me up over here and then we slid it was at this time of night and it was from the motherfucker from Wooty Wooty Whoop. Man, that is, man, and 99.9% of the motherfuckers are straight clowns. Either never done any of the things that they're talking about, or they're fucking snitched on everybody you could possibly think of, and motherfuckers is ready to hop on a camera and say any fucking thing, nigga, and go and say, and most of these niggas are informants. They're fucking federal informants. They're informing for the police. They're doing it. That's why they're getting on these cameras and saying all this clown shit. Man, motherfuckers think it's cool to this coat, and that's another thing, because I've been gone for a little minute,
right? And
coming home, the culture of the world is so different now.
It moves fast,
man. This shit is. I hate when I first came home. I didn't have one app, one social media app for the longest. But unfortunately, as of right now, at the point that I'm at, I have to have things just to monitor, make sure things is things are being posted and shit is how it is, until I reach a certain level, I won't even have an app.
Right.
Most of the, man, you won't even see me with a phone.
Did that kind of catch you off guard, seeing how just in the phone everybody is?
Man.
Like, is that one of the first things you notice?
Man, these motherfuckers' lives are social media. Their life evolves around watching somebody else live their life.
So what is it like for you now that you got freedom, like you said, when you were incarcerated, you were a virgin, you feel me? And you left prison a virgin still. I assume you're no longer a virgin. What's that been like, you feel me, dealing with women for like low-key the first time in your life, you feel me?
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I ever had sex, that shit was horrible.
You were nervous or what?
No, that shit, nah. Was I nervous? Yeah. Definitely.
Understandably so.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
Understandably so.
Hell yeah. I was spooked.
Yeah.
But obviously I wasn't gonna let it show.
Yeah.
But what? I'm spooked. I'm spooked for sure. And that shit was horrible. I'm not gonna. That's why my brother over there, like, cause he know the whole situation. That shit was fucking horrible. I'm like, damn. I waited 23 years of my life.
This is what y'all be tripping on?
That shit was fucking horrible.
So she has some whack.
Yeah, garbage, trash.
Yeah, her shit.
Yeah, that shit was horrible. The first time, that shit was horrible.
But at a certain point.
At a certain point, it goes crazy. Yeah, and for me, I had to realize that it's more of I'm a spiritual being. So for me, I have to be more, I have to be connected and intertwined with you spiritually. So I can't just go and have sex with anybody because it's not gonna do anything for me. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a bullshit experience. It's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be, I wasted my time. So I have to.
I would have felt like Nelly in 2002. You feel me? I would have been just like, like whatever. You feel me? Like.
Yeah. No. And that, look, I was so focused. I came home so focused. I didn't have sex until after a whole month.
Okay. Yeah.
Mind you. A 23-year-old virgin millionaire coming home with money. I got out of prison and hopped into a fucking Bentley.
Right.
With no license.
Right.
Like I hopped right into a Bentley with no fucking license. I got picked up with a fucking fleet of fucking Bentleys and Rolls Royces and foreigns and shit picking me up from the prison. Like that's how I got out of the gates. And my brother gave me $200,000 cash as soon as when I walked out, my first 2 fucking seconds. So that's how I came home. So, I had so much shit thrown at my feet. You could only imagine. I got shit thrown at my feet left and right. But my mindset is focus. I have to be focused. My first day out, I went straight to the studio. I did an 8-hour session in the studio instantly. First I went, I got my hair done, my hair braided and shit. I got my hair cut. I went and see my family all at the house and stuff, regrouped, whatever. Went straight to the studio. Did 8 hours instantly. That was my first day. And then, I had a gang of women and stuff. Oh, I'm not right on that. We're on creating generational wealth because me getting out, I just look at it like this. I can't do the normal expecting the abnormal. Mm-hmm. I can't want the power of Jesus Christ but do everything that everybody else does.
What it makes a lot of sense. What was your what was the reason why you called out Mike Tyson for a squabble?
See, look. Oh shit. That was that. See, I didn't technically call out Mike Tyson. It was a question that the interviewer asked me. So they said, you know, in a fight between you and Prime Mike Tyson, who do you think will win? And I'm like, you know, I'll slap the shit out that nigga. Like, the fuck? I'll beat the shit out of Mike Tyson. And just me being a man, I feel like every man, if you're a true man, you have to prove that to me. I don't give a fuck if you're fucking LeBron James and they're like, who gonna win in the one-on-one? You or LeBron? Nigga, I'm gonna win.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Right.
In any situation. Until you beat me, I'm winning. I don't give a fuck. Me and Messi on the fucking soccer field, I'm fucking winning.
That motherfucker, yeah.
I'm fucking winning. And can't nobody tell me otherwise. That's the mindset I have. Can't nobody tell me otherwise. So it's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily on some, oh, fuck Mike Tyson, whatever. It's to a question I was asked, who will win? Man, Mike Tyson is nothing. Man, we were squabbling every day. Every day.
No gloves.
Every day. No gloves. Nobody in that ring. Nobody stopping you. You get your, man, motherfuckers' faces was turning into mush.
Yeah.
Getting their brains stomped out. Motherfuckers has never seen a man brains get stomped out to death. Motherfuckers have never seen a man get stabbed to death and gargle on his own fucking blood. Like, man, come on. What the fuck? Not saying that, you know what I mean, that he's bullshit or obviously he's good at obviously he's good at what he does, whatever. But
He's about to fight Jake Paul.
Yeah, I seen that. But if we get in that ring, I guarantee you it's gonna be a fight for the ages. Cause I'm not going for nothing. And no man should go for anything. I'm not going for nothing. And I guarantee he ain't going for nothing.
Nothing personal, Mike. My guy just got hands and he's got heart and he's not playing and he's had, is it safe to say over 1,000 fades?
Over, at least.
Yeah.
At least 1,000.
He's in quadruple digits with fades.
At least.
And won the vast majority.
Everyone. Nah, I'm not gonna say everyone.
Undefeated.
Nah,
yeah.
Not everyone. But once I hit a certain age, I pretty much knocked out pretty much everybody that I ever came across for the rest of my. Like I told you, I've been 210 pounds since I was 16 years old. At 19 years old, I was the biggest I've ever been. People think I'm big right now. I am not big compared to where I was in prison. I am tiny.
So
literally.
Are you trying to get back to that size or?
Right now, I'm focusing more on some like bodybuilding type shit, like more aesthetics. You know what I mean? So more of being aesthetically, everything fully proportioned right. So yeah, that's what I'm at right now. So yeah, so a motherfucker's been huge as fuck, strong as shit for fucking years. Motherfucker was doing 3,000 push-ups every motherfucking day.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Motherfucker was doing 100 a set. 100 push-ups, boom. That's one set. Straight. You know what I mean? I was able to do 200 push-ups straight. Max. That was max though. Now I'll do 200 and then shit, I'm gonna have to need a break for a cool minute. But 200 straight. I was able to do 130 and be cool and then go back to back. I was doing 100s back to back, not even feeling that shit.
Right.
100 push-ups back to back to back. We'll wake up at 3 a.m, do 10 sets of 100. That's 1,000 in fucking 15 minutes. And we're done. 15, 20 minutes and we're done. And I ain't even feel that shit.
Right.
It's 3 a.m. It ain't even 4 yet. We knocked out 1,000 push-ups every day. We're training every day. We're studying vital organs of where to stab a motherfucker and where to do this and where to do that. Like, that's like, come on, bro. This ain't no play. Like, this ain't no play.
This ain't for play.
That's what people don't understand. Like, this ain't no play. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you apply that same mentality like
to everything.
To what you got cracking off.
Everything in life. And that's why I said, I'm all in or nothing. So now I'm on positivity. So it's straight positivity.
Yeah. No, your aura is like, you have a very,
you already,
like, you know what I mean? Despite, not that you're non-threatening is probably not the best word to use, but you're
that's
you're chilling.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to walk in a room and, cause it's always the fabricated niggas that walk in the room. Well, let's just say you walk in a room full of people that don't even fucking gangbang, ain't from nowhere, nothing, and motherfucker got to be all hard. Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Who you over flexing on?
I'm a very respectful, loving individual. I treat everybody with the utmost respect.
I feel like I could bring you to my parents' crib and you just be chilling.
Man, I'm gonna be. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. That's how I was raised.
They'd be like, "Come on, you don't gotta talk like that. Your family." But I know exactly what you mean, and I'm the same exact way. So would you say at this point your greatest goal is just raising your overall profile? Because you have a lot going on between the music, which I admittedly need to delve a little bit deeper into the musical side of what you got cracking up. Because I know. I'm more just privy to the whole like fitness influencer, is it fair to say? Like define and that whole side of your empire, and then just everything else you got cracking,
Yeah, I say right now the ultimate goal is just being a service to the community, being a service to everybody. So that's why what we're really finna start pushing heavy is life coaching, lifestyle, teaching people that lifestyle, because it all comes with the mindset. Teaching people how to make money, how to get out of prison, how to successfully transition from prison to the outside community. How to do this, how to do that.
Successfully transition rhymes with sexually transmitted. That's crazy. Yeah. That's the rapper in me. I couldn't help it, but that's crazy rhyme.
Nah, but for real, that's what we're really on. Our main little course, our curriculum that we got in the works, that me and my brother that we're working on right now, that we're about to drop, is teaching people how to make their first $10,000. $10,000 in a separate bank account that you do not live from, that you do not live off of, that you do not have to pull money from, that you don't have to, your car note, your light bill, your this, your that, whatever, whatever shit that might come up, just living life. How to make your first $10,000. That. And then we're about to do our fit in 30 days, teaching people how to get fit within 30 days. And just really getting right.
I might need to take that course myself.
Oh, man, I got you.
I might need to take that course.
Literally, I'm a licensed fucking certified trainer, nutritionist. I got all that in prison.
And also on top of that, even I for sure have made 10 bands, several times over in life. But it's been difficult for me to keep money. You know what I mean? So I think that
definitely
that's invaluable information.
The most financially free people in the world know how to save the most money. Everybody knows how to make money. Everybody makes money. Some people make more money than others. That's just what it is. But everybody makes money. It's not about making the money. It's about knowing how to save the most money. Saving the most money. And that's the longevity thing.
Longevity till we're 170. You feel me?
Yeah.
I love it. I think you got a very, very high ceiling, a very, very bright future, and you turned what was safe to say a tragic situation
definitely
into one of great triumph, in raising above insane adversity. So so much respect for you. We definitely got to do more content. There's so much I could ask you about. We could delve into just each aspect of your life and talk for hours.
I'm surprised you didn't see when we went and shut down the Diamond District.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah. Shit. just went over there. A regular day. I got a whole security team too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a whole security team, literally of guards and shit. They're all ex-military, all ex-Navy SEALs, Marines, all types of shit. So we just went down over there. We went down over there. I had fucking 500. I had 540,000 on me, cash, just to go buy these 2 APs. One of them is the one that I got on right here.
You got right there.
Yeah, one of them right here. This is the Royal Oak automatic dial. I got this from Raphael. I don't know if you got a Raphael.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro,
you're from LA.
A fake watch buster can't bust him. You feel me? Like,
Hey,
this is real.
Hey, like I tell everybody, if you're not from the Southern California Inland Empire, LA area, if you don't know that, like you're not having, if you're into that stuff, because some people aren't into that. So if you're not into these type of things, then of course. But if you're one of them motherfuckers that's into that, and you don't know Mike,
yeah, come on.
then, cause literally, I see Blueface go down there. I feel like I gotta up the scope. So that's why I really did the extras. So that's why I did that, and that shit been going or whatever. So yeah, I see Blueface go down there because me and him, we got the same jeweler, Krishan, a couple other motherfuckers and shit. I see Krishan down there. I see Blueface down there. I'm like, I gotta up the scope.
We gonna see a stupid medallion on you too?
Yeah. Nah, what the next thing? Because this one right here, this is 510 grams. This half a kilo, and the next one that I want to get is gonna be 2 kilos.
Wow.
I want to get a 2 kilo chunky ass Cuban.
That's 4.5 pounds on your neck right
Yeah.
there. For those who don't realize.
Yeah. Literally, 2,000 grams. I want to come with 2 kilos. 2 kilos on my shit.
Well, that's you about to definitely up the score on everybody.
Yeah, cause then I'm hella big. I'm hella big too. Cause this is 22 millimeters. 22 millimeters, fucking 510 grams, half a kilo, whatever. But it's still
high quality
kinda,
diamonds too. Ain't no dust.
Yeah, VVS's, and then another thing, my dad was a jeweler too.
Okay,
that's another thing. Like, so like, I came. That's why I be saying like I came on. Like, yeah, my dad was, and back then, me and my dad didn't really have too well of a relationship. You know what I mean? Now me and my dad, you know, through everything that we've been through and everything, you know, me and my dad, we like this.
Right.
It's all love. So yeah, you know, my dad used to be a jeweler and he still deals with, you know, he got a lot of shops that he got the gold buying shops.
Okay.
He got 5 different gold buying shops. So we deal with bricks.
Right.
Bricks, you know, we're melting down kilos. So, and that's
Always
what a lot of
investment. Buy gold.
Man, I'll show you shit, man. We got bricks and kilo. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like they don't have knowledge on what the fuck they're buying. A motherfucker just go buy some bullshit. A motherfucker sell you some J-stones.
Right.
And some you know what I mean? You don't know the difference between the diamonds. They'll tell you, they're selling you, all these jewelers say VVS or VS1.
They know that's just what
and they're
people
selling
hear,
you,
but...
and they're selling you a fucking SI or a fucking J-stone, some fucking bullshit, or a fucking moissanite. But you don't fucking know. You're just getting hit over the head because you have no idea.
No, I feel you. That's
literally these motherfuckers.
But you could tell the difference, you know. You can see it like when people got real pieces like that. It stands out. But man, it's been so dope chopping game with you. You feel me? Any final message for the people before we sky up out of here?
Man,
this is not gonna be our last interview, by the way.
Man, this is greatness in the making. You know, the King of California, Uptown YT. You already know, man. More coming soon. OVCMG, we out.
We about this biatch out this biatch.